So this is my Deviate Kurgan. I've been lucky enough to be out on this the last couple of months, testing it out, and it's insane. So the Deviate Kurgan is a full fat, full power e-bike. Yeah, it doesn't hold back. It is sick. So it's got 165mm of suspension in the back. I've got a 170 fork on it, but it'll happily take a 180 fork, and it's a beast. It just takes on anything. It plows. Of course, Deviate being Deviate, it's a high pivot, which is sick. It has such a nice feeling when you're bombing down the hill. So I've built this bike up for the downhills. I want to have as much fun as I can on the downhills. I want to go as quick as I can, and I want it to be able to withstand all the things I chuck at it. So for my fork, I've chosen the Fox Podium fork. Now this thing is so good. I've never felt a fork so plush. It's stiff, and man, the feeling, you've just got to be able to get on one yourself to know what it's actually like, but it's good. So for the shock, I've got a Fox Live Valve Neo, and this thing I thought was going to be a bit of a gimmick on the e-bike, but honestly it is the best thing ever. It has absolutely changed the way the bike works. And then of course I've got that paired up with the Fox Neo seat post. So for wheels, I've opted for the Turbine E wheels. It's an alloy wheel set. This bike is a mallet. These wheels are burly, and they're just going to be able to smash stuff. That is the number one thing I wanted for this bike. I wanted a wheel set that is just going to be able to take abuse. And then of course I've got these paired up with the Maxxis classic combo of Assegai and DHR2. These are both in DH casing. I've got them in the soft compound, and they hook up. This bike is fully kitted out with Shimano XDR. I've got the 12-speed setup, big cassette, big gear. Sure, with this e-bike you've got all the torque, but it's still nice to have the options, and I'm quite picky when it comes to cadence, especially climbing. So just to be able to have 12 gears to kind of select exactly how fast you want to spin, it's super nice for me. Sure, you don't need a big cassette, you don't need 12 gears. I feel like an 11 speed would be super nice on a bike like this, but for me 12 speed is what I'm used to, and it's super dialed. The new Shimano Di2 has just launched as well, so once I get my hands on that, you can be sure to find it on the bike, and I'm quite excited about that one. This bike is using the Bosch CX system. I'm not much of a numbers guy, but I can tell you that the bike's got a lot of power. It's got a lot of torque, heaps of watts. It will get you up anything. It is insane. So much fun. This bike makes the uphills just as fun as the downhills, and this bike is the ultimate self-shuttle weapon. So for my cockpit, I've got an alloy turbine bar cut to 760 width, 32mm stem, and I've also got the headset in the short setting. So I'm not the biggest person, I quite like a nimble bike, so decided to kind of make it quite compact. And yeah, especially with the bike being a full powered e-bike, it's heavier than what I'm used to, so having a shorter, kind of more compact bike means that it's super playful despite that weight penalty. I've also got some handguards on the bike at the moment. It's winter at the moment in New Zealand, and I'm going to sound like a wimp, but I've got little soft baby hands. They're quite sensitive to the cold, so I've found the handguards are good to keep the cold air off the hands. Touchpoints. So I've got the Ergon GDH. They're slightly thicker than I'm used to, which for this bike I found super nice. It gives a bit more damping, and it gives a super good feel when you're smashing down the hills. And for my saddle, I'm using the Ergon SM E-Mountain. It's super comfortable, gives a super solid platform, and at the back of the seat it's got a bit of a lip. So that means when you're winching yourself up the hills, you've got a good kind of platform to lean into and put down some power. And for the stoppers, I've of course got Shimano XDRs. They've got plenty of power, and they just work, and that's all you could ask for. So I kind of can't believe the day has come where I now own an e-bike, but the way I see bikes is as a tool, and this has completely changed the way I look at mountain biking and e-bikes. So I can't wait to get out and see what this thing is capable of. I think it's going to change the game. So yeah, keep tuned and keep an eye out on what this bike gets up to. Any questions about the setup, leave a comment, and yeah, more than happy to answer anything.